I didn't plan on this becoming anything. I wasn't trying to discover something, and I wasn't looking for meaning. I was just trying to survive. The pandemic didn't just disrupt my life, it collapsed it. Everything that I thought was solid was completely gone. My marriage, my work, my stability, and eventually my identity. The version of me that knew how to handle things, just disappeared. And what nobody really prepares you for is what happens after everything completely falls apart. Because the noise doesn't stop, it gets louder. Your mind starts spinning nonstop, replaying, blaming, negotiating. If I had done this differently, if I just kept my mouth shut, if I just gone along with the game. I was living in my head completely and alone. It was exhausting. What hit me the hardest wasn't the loss itself. It was the realization that nothing external was actually coming to save me. No system, no authority, and no reassurance. Just me and whatever was happening inside my own body. And honestly, I didn't know how to be there. I'd spent my whole life being taught how to push through, ignore the discomfort, override my instincts, and do the right thing when everything else inside you is absolutely screaming. So that's what I did. I pushed harder, I thought harder, and I tried to logic my way out of my pain. And it didn't work. In fact, it made things a lot worse. I was anxious all the time, on edge, guilty for resting, feeling guilty for saying no, and feeling guilty for even thinking about myself. How sad is that? I thought that guilt meant that I cared. I didn't realize it was slowly destroying me from the inside out. There was a moment, and I remember it clearly, where I realized I was functioning, but I wasn't listening. My body was tight, my chest felt compressed, and my breathing was really shallow. But I treated that like background noise, like something to overcome, and that was the mistake. Because what I didn't understand yet was this. My body wasn't betraying me, it was trying to communicate with me. But nobody had ever taught me how to listen. We're taught how to think, we're taught how to plan, how to obey, and how to endure. We're not taught how to stop and take notice. So when everything external collapsed, I had nowhere to go but inward. And I didn't trust that place at all. And that scared the crap out of me. Because if the answers weren't out there, then it meant I had ignored something important my entire life. And I wasn't ready to face that yet. So I resisted. I stayed in my head, I stayed busy, I stayed distracted. But the pressure didn't go away. And then something unexpected happened. Not a breakthrough, not a miracle, just a pause. A moment where my thinking slowed down just enough for me to notice what my body was actually doing. And for the first time, instead of overriding it, I actually paid attention. That moment didn't fix my life, and it didn't give me the answers I was looking for, but it changed the direction everything moved in after that. Because once you notice you haven't been listening, you can't unsee it. I didn't know it then, but that moment was the beginning of everything that followed. Not because I figured something out, but because I finally stopped running from myself. I want to be clear about something. This episode isn't about solutions, and it's not about techniques. And it's definitely not about proving anything. It's just the truth of where this all started. Because nothing meaningful came from confidence. It came from collapse. And if you're listening to this and something in you recognizes this feeling that I'm talking about, the pressure, the guilt, the constant internal noise, then just know this. You're not broken and you're not weak. You might just be living from your head because nobody ever showed you how to live from anywhere else. And that's where this journey actually begins. Not with the answers, but with listening.